I want to ask you guys, let me ask you guys this another controversial one. I know if you watch EPL for a very long time, there are little omens that tell you sometimes in a game, this is going to draw. I've seen this thing many times in EPL. When it comes to winning the title as well, there are little stuff that you see. You say it looks like it's going this way this season. For Arsenal, if you, as an Arsenal fan, do you feel Arsenal is going to win this season? And if so, forget about the result of the position on the table. Are there things that you're seeing that are coming together? I might probably give you some options from players coming back from injury at this time of the season. Usually, it's the other way around. Players are getting injured and the team is getting thinner. To referees, not really giving us now games, but at least being 95% fair in their calls. To us now on the pitch, looking like teams that are not, sometimes like today, it wasn't like a ferocious play against Luton. It was a controlled performance, get the 3 points and get out of the place, and stuff like that. So is there anything you're looking at outside the play, outside the play itself that makes you feel that it looks like this is the season for Arsenal?
For starters, I mean, the fact that this is the second season in a row we're challenging for the title. A lot of people said last season was a fluke, right? Yeah. And you can't blame them because Arsenal have been very inconsistent. But when you think about the trajectory ever since Arteta took reign, we haven't finished lower than we have the previous season. It's always been higher. Last season, second place. I mean, looks like we're either touted to finish in the top 3, and I'd be disappointed if we don't win the title, of course. But seeing just how close this race is, it wouldn't be disheartening as much as it was last year if Arsenal were to not finish first place. But I will say, like you had mentioned, the fact that we have players returning from injury now, and those players haven't necessarily affected our performance or our form. We've been consistent without them. I mean, we did have that purple patch of bad form before the winter break, losing to West Ham and Aston Villa. And of course, I'm going to look back on those games and be like, what if we won? Exactly. That could have been the difference. You always look back at those games like, how did we beat West Ham 6-0 away from home and then lose 2-0 at home, But for me, the difference maker this year is that the players who stormed the Premier League last year, I mean, Saliba, for example, came out of nowhere. His first game for Arsenal, he hasn't stopped starting since, right? For me, the difference maker is that these players have challenged before. They have that experience. Exactly. They know how to secure it. They piggybacked off of last season. They're like, okay, Arteta definitely knows where he has to work, and he already did. He put that effort into strengthening our bench and rotation. So for me, I think there's nothing that can stop us at this point. Today's results, I will say I was a bit disappointed. Just because we usually do go for the kill, And I feel like piggybacking off of last game, where we did play it safe. I mean, it was strategic. It was a chess match. It was definitely the highest level. But I was a bit disappointed that we didn't go for the throat with Luton. They are a troublesome team, but I still believe that we definitely could have just increased the goal difference a bit more. And I'm not satisfied with you. That's the point. We're not satisfied.
I'm going to agree with you on this one. What's making you feel, apart from the fact that we are in there, we're in the mix of the title race, we are winning games, but there are things you're seeing that's making you say, hey, it looks like this is going to be the season. But to respond to what you're saying, for me, I feel that the way Arsenal played today was also strategic in the sense that they gave a lot on Sunday. Now today, and they have a game on Sunday against Brighton. Then Tuesday or Wednesday next week, Bayern Munich. So they got to conserve energy and build back.
When you need the most.
You can see Rice is going to rest today. So I probably was planned to play this way. Just get the 3 points. We have a very strong goal difference, so you don't have to worry about that.
I think honestly, that's what I said about the whole Zinchenko situation. I feel like it's a statement by Arteta. To say, when fit, Kivior is going to be my starting left back because he gives me security. And thank God that we have games like these that we're able to actually put we have games like this and we have a squad to actually put to test.
Yeah.
To actually say, okay, do this. And, disappointed as I was by the result, I don't mean to sound ungrateful. I am grateful.
Bro, this is a clean sheet. This was a clean sheet.
I'm grateful.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I don't want to sound like that.
I don't, or what?
I don't want to sound like that ungrateful fan. But it was not what I quite expected, because again we've been spoiled with high level, high levels of the game.
Uh-huh.
So that being said, I can see what Arteta is doing. I can see that he's giving his best legs a good rest, not making them do too much.
Yeah.
In anticipation of what we're going to do. Because Brighton away is going to be a key game. The Liverpool game, the Bayern Munich game is going to be key as well.
Yeah. And
going forward, we get a result which I'm very, very positive we're going to do against Bayern. I want to put my neck out there to say this. I think we're going to do Bayern really, really dirty this time.
Yeah.
And then going forward, find a way to just keep that defense tight. Keep that core. Because attacks win you games, defenses win you titles. Right? So I feel like he's literally making a statement especially his defensive changes today. Especially that. Right? He's saying if he's going to give Kivio a rest, I think Kivio is going to be key going up against Brighton and Bayern Munich.
And Bayern Munich, yeah. I agree with you guys. I think for me, if there's anything, a couple of them, the fact that this time of the season, for over a decade, I've never seen Arsenal get stronger at this time.
Yeah.
I've never, even on that Wenger. At this time, they used to say our excuse has come again, injury.
No, remember it's November, February. They said if we do well in November, we're not going to escape February.
So, but now, like you mentioned, these are big players. Thomas Partey. Arsenal has been doing well without Thomas Partey almost for 4 months. Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, Tomiyasu. These 4 players have not been playing for the past 3 months, and Arsenal is doing that way. For the fact they're coming back, and Arsenal fans are not even complaining about that their absence. It gives me something to. And then what you mentioned about defense, I don't know how it's going to be unfair by football to Arsenal, for Arsenal to have this number of goals scored and have this number of shutouts and still don't win the league.
I still hate the referees for this. I really do. I really, really, truly do. And VAR, all of that nonsense gets on my last nerves when I think about the things that they've done this season. And I know we've also had some controversial calls go our way.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, we've had some of the most damaging, directly game-changing, damaging.
Exactly. That Newcastle was killing.
It was just like, what the hell are you doing?
It felt like I was in the stadium. I was asking myself, if you're feeling this mad, then what do you think about people who are in the stadium? It was crazy.
Or even the West Ham game.
Yeah.
Even the West Ham game, I'm just like, what you just see those kind of things and you're just like, how?
But for me, sorry.
No, go ahead.
For me, as much as I want to say VAR, like the refs, they suck. They're evenly as, am I allowed to curse? As S word as all the other teams. I mean, the results can either go one way or another. For me, at this point, you as a challenger, aka Arsenal, should not have to rely on VAR to
just do the job.
Yeah, but see, you can say that Newcastle game was as tight as it could get. Just get your draw and walk away. Arsenal did what they needed to do in that game. Newcastle were just strong. So just allow the game play out against City. I
don't even think it was Newcastle was strong. I honestly feel like there's an agenda. I feel like there's an agenda. Maybe now they're trying to clean up that agenda, but I really honestly think it was an agenda against Arsenal. Because How do you let some of those tackles go? How? It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. It was crazy.
How do you let some of those tackles go? Like it blows my mind. The last time I saw those kind of things happen was against Manchester United when they beat us at for like what you call it, broke the 49
exactly.
record.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw that kind of blatant.
And the time when you used to have Stoke and both in the Premier League.
Jesus Christ, can you even make it more obvious? Okay, it's like, what are you doing? It was
the ref that game was a Tottenham fan.
Yeah, it was like you're letting so many things go.
But I think the referees, like you mentioned, they're beginning to clean up a little bit. Maybe Arteta's body language, because he doesn't really mind them anymore. He has faced his business and doesn't even talk about the referees anymore. I think that has helped him also to get some of their favor. So let's as you get this question. We have City. Today, they score 4 goals. They've not been doing that. But I know that all through the season, they've been finding it difficult to keep clean sheets. Again, today, considering they go against Aston Villa. And then you have Liverpool, who are also strong going forward, conceding goals as well, and almost scraping through their 3 points. Who do you think is the most, going to be the most rival for Arsenal, or that will stop Arsenal from winning this league?
Man. To be honest, it seems like Liverpool have plot armor ever since Jurgen Klopp announced his departure. It's like they can't lose. They just can't lose no matter what. I mean, you saw it against Burnley. There are other examples. I'm drawing a blank, but just the Nottingham Forest as well. I mean, seriously, it's been last minute goal after last minute goal to clinch against Brighton. Literally a couple of days ago. But I feel like it's too close with every result. So I want to say Man City are going to be the biggest challengers because they, besides Wolves, I mean, this season always, and Tottenham always being their bane for some reason. I really think City are going to be the biggest challengers because look at the track record. I mean, look at last year. We were leading by 8 points at some point for City to come back. Liverpool, for me, I think they're too weak defensively at the back. I mean, Van Dijk is stellar, right? But now you're having inexperience with Connor Bradley and Kwanzaa playing in the back line. Great players, but I think in the end, Man City are going to be the biggest challenge. I mean, there's only like 9 games left. Both teams are going to challenge. It's going to be
8 now. So amazing. Who
I'll put my neck out.
Are you more weary about?
Liverpool.
I put my neck out to say Liverpool. This year.
Yeah.
Why? I feel like unlike other years, right? Manchester City had direct say on who was going to win the league because they hadn't at this point they hadn't played all their challengers, right? And we still hadn't played them. So once we got to a point where, hey, we're still shaky and we came into that game and they beat us, they decided that title that day.
Exactly.
Right? Fast forward to this year. They don't have that luxury. Manchester City don't have that luxury. Liverpool simply doesn't have to lose.
Exactly.
They have to just keep winning, finding ways to win their games, which I honestly think if you ask me about any team right now, woke me up in the middle of the night, says City or Liverpool, who do you think is most likely to win a game? I'd say Liverpool. Because I don't know how they do it, but they find ways to do it consistently. And it's not a coincidence. City has no real estate on who's going to win anymore. They had their chances on Sunday, right? They had the chance on Sunday to put a stamp and say, no, Arsenal, you're not going to F around with us. Are we allowed to cuss? Yeah, like,
I had to ask.
Yeah, so like, they were like, no, Arsenal, you're not going to fuck around with us. So they had the chance on Sunday to put their foot down, and they didn't, right?
Yeah.
So I honestly think that now they can't complain about who's winning, because now they have to rely on other people
to make, exactly, but to go their way. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Messi, on this one. I believe it's Liverpool, and if anybody has watched this channel all season, they'll be surprised I'm saying this, because I was always saying that Liverpool cannot sustain the charge because of, like what you mentioned, in the heart of their midfield, their defensive midfield and defensive position, they're not that strong. But I don't know how they're going to do it all season and they're still in it. Maybe that might also be a sign that Arsenal could win it, because I don't see Liverpool being in the Europa Cup and pursuing this EPL, having that strength in that very difficult position of the team to sustain the charge. So I feel Liverpool is the most, because City, like Omezi mentioned, I've said it, they don't keep clean sheets. And right now, you don't have the luxury of KDB at his highest level and Eden Haaland. Somehow, Haaland is misfiring. Today, Foden had to bail them out, and Foden that I know is not consistent in scoring goals. Yeah, he can have good games. He doesn't really score goals that much. This season, he has scored a few of them, I know. But, so for me, Liverpool should be the biggest threat for us.
The thing now is this, right? The thing is this. Any, like, of those three people challenging for the league right now, any one of those people should be considered favorites to win a game now from here on to the end of the season.
Yeah. But there's something. Okay, go ahead. Finish.
So, I mean, because if Manchester City think they're going to go walk into any game, if they're walking into any game now as favorites, they should expect that Arsenal will be walking into any game now as favorites.
Exactly.
And Liverpool walking into any game right now as favorites. And that's the thing. It's not like last year where people are like, oh, it's not like Arsenal still has to play these people and they're scared. There's really nobody on the roster right now that you look at and you be like, on the opponent's list, and you look at it and you be like, okay, they've done this against the best team in the world.
Yeah,
so the confidence level.
Yeah, and to that point, if anybody has, is even City. City always has issues with Tottenham. They don't win against Tottenham. And they're still gonna. In fact, there's a very interesting postulation on the discharge. Tottenham is fifth. Aston Villa is fourth. Both of them are going to play all three challengers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Kingmakers.
Both of them are going to play Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. Both.
If there's anybody, man, if we lose the title to Tottenham, I would literally cry. I'm not gonna lie. That's not gonna happen. But like obviously they're the teams that are most likely to kind of have a say. I mean, I would kind of. We're not playing Aston Villa away, so I think we have that in the bag, if I'm being honest. Aston Villa have a pretty bad away record. But for Liverpool, I feel like, I mean, you never know when it's Man United. They could either turn up and play some great football or...
Arsenal will wrap up the Man United. My worry is Tottenham away.
Oh, I meant Liverpool and Man United.
Okay. No, that one is always going to be a big game because both of them
for sure,
have a history, so you can go either way.
Yeah, and
okay, guys, it's been a very, very interesting time with you guys, man. It's been lively, exciting. I hope you have you guys, more on this channel. Yeah, don't forget. Let's know we've had some very controversial and tight opinions on this program this episode today. Let us know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Omezi or Ebenezer? Guys, we have thrown out some very, very tight thoughts on issues on voting on Arsenal title charge this season. So let's know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and like this content. And we look forward to seeing Liverpool tomorrow, see what they do on theirs. And hopefully for Arsenal, they don't get a result tomorrow. And Arsenal's messed up.
I'm not going to hold my breath up
from there to win. Guys, thank you for coming on the show. Good to see you, Mercy. Thank you, brother, man. Thank you,
bro. Ebenezer, we'll see you. Take care, my man.
Hey, we're friends for life now, man.
Yeah, you already know, man. You already know.